What's up everybody, Arrg the Pirate here, and today we're going to be talking about Font of Experience. Now one of my subs told me, hey Arrg, you keep telling me to use Font of Experience, it's a great card, but another YouTuber just came out with a video about why this card is not very good. And so I'm going to kind of do a in response video. Now, Font of Experience gives you 4 health or 4 experience every 10 seconds. And this just lasts forever until you get rid of the card. So you constantly get 4 experience. And how I'm going to test this is I'm going to just jump into a match. I'm going to pick Rampage, go into a bot match so I don't have to worry about lanes being pushed too bad. And I'm going to stand right next to the core. Now I wanted to get out of the, main structure just to see if that affected it. And, now I just kind of jump back into the main match. Or into that gadget gameplay in the background. Now, I've got a picture-in-picture of that Rampage match. And I'm going to leave that on pretty much the whole time. Just so you can see, hey, I am just straight up standing there. But I'm going to kind of blow up the parts whenever I actually do level up, so you can see that the times that I am leveling up. Now, since I am taking a hands-on approach here, we do need some sort of control. Now, I use this in the form of the exact same match, except I don't use Font of Experience. I pick Rampage, go into a bot match, and stand right next to the core. And this really kind of allows me to see what would be better. Now, I want to take this opportunity to use a card that some people have also been asking me about, and that is Coin Master. Now, I don't like any of the coin cards. I think the coin gems, Wealthy, the other one, Advanced Hits, or whatever it's called, the one where you get more gold from minion kills, and really the Coin Master, I don't feel they're worth it at all. They take entirely way too long to get farmed, and you're robbing yourself of a potential better gem or better starting card. And that's really where I kind of separate myself from that card. But I'm going to go ahead and throw up a picture-in-picture of that second match where I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm going to try to align the times as best that I can, but you can really see here that the time, or as of right now, I have no experience on the Coin Master, and I've just got a handful more coins, but the one with Font of Experience, I am leveling up. Now, my first level was at 4 minutes and 13 seconds, and that really tells me 2 things. That tells me it took me 3 seconds to put on the card, and you don't get experience for the first 10 seconds. So when you put the card on, you don't start out with 10 experience or 4 experience. You have to wait 10 seconds to get the first one. And although that's very minor, it's one thing to consider. Now, at 4 minutes and 13 seconds, that means I've had a total of 6, pings per minute, and then 4 minutes, so that would be 6 times 4 times 4, and that comes up with 96 experience. So the first level from leveling rank 1 to rank 2, that first level takes in between, I would say, 92 and 96 experience, because the most I've had is 96, but I might have only been one off, or, it might take 95 experience, and, so it's kind of, all we can come up with is a range. We don't have actual solid numbers. Now, it is not my intent to say, hey, this guy is wrong, this other YouTuber doesn't know what he's talking about. I really don't want to do that. This is, like I said, about people enjoying Paragon and being fully educated on what's happening. And I know he made a mistake, and if he would have actually came in instead of relying on the numbers that he had, if he would have actually done the test, he would have edited the outcome and been able to say that. I'm sure he was using the previous version 41 numbers instead of the newer numbers, and that is quite alright. But like I said, please, I'm not trying to, poke fun at anybody or anything like that. I just want to really educate everybody so we're all on the same page. Now, I am also not going to ever say who made the other video. I am going to try to get in contact with them and tell them, hey, you might want to say something before you get any kind of backlash. People on the internet are pretty terrible sometimes, so I don't really want that to happen, and I would appreciate it if you're watching my video, please don't, jump on his case if you know who it is, and if you post in the comments who it is, I'm just going to remove your comment. That's, like I said, that is not why I'm making this video. This is purely educational, and I want, more solid information out. Okay, now that that's out of the way, I'd kind of like to just show that the time that I am leveling up. So it is currently at 4 minutes and 13 seconds is whenever I actually get my first level up. And this is quite a bit different from the video of the other YouTuber. I believe he had it at about 5.5 minutes, and my findings are just complete opposite. And if you look at that picture-in-picture of the one with the Coin Master, I'm still at 0 experience. So, I end up staying a full 20 minutes in that match, but it was really kind of pointless because, yeah, I'm not getting any experience, and the gold is really on par with the numbers that are provided. I really think the mistake that was made by the other YouTuber is he didn't know the actual numbers per level, or experience points that you need per level, and that's where his math is wrong. Because if you do use the same type of, if you use the same numbers from year 1 when we could only go up to level 15, and compared to now when we're going up to level 20, you're going to have that small little difference. Now, leveling up from level 2 to level 3 happened at 9 minutes and 23 seconds. So that is a 5 minute and 10 second difference. And that really ends up being, a slightly more. So we are increasing how much experience you need per level. So we can definitely tell it isn't a solid, hey, you need 100 experience per level. It does increase like it used to. It's just the numbers are slightly different. So we can come up with a range between 120 and 128 experience for that 2 to level 3. And you will hit that in 5 minutes and 10 seconds after you put on Font of Experience. Now, of course, this is not a massive amount of experience. You are not just in, but it can be huge for some heroes. Now, here's another clip at that 9 minutes and 23 seconds that we're going to see my standing still rampage actually get that next level. So at this point, at 9 minutes and 23 seconds, we're still in the early mid-game area. We're probably still in lane as the mid laner, which is where I typically use Font of Experience. As the mid laner, I'm probably still going to be in lane. And if you see here, I'm at about 8.5 minutes, and I'm currently level 9. Now, this is kind of important to know because I have had 2 free levels in a sense. I mean, I've got a substantial level advantage. Of course, we can't say, hey, this is how much this level's worth, but I know I've got about 210 experience at 9 minutes and 23 seconds. I've got about 220 experience, given that 8 experience buffer. But that's kind of key, because we're seeing level 1 is only 100 and level 2 is only 124. Of course, I did get level 3, and level 3 is 144, spoilers. But we can see that I've already got a substantial lead over the enemy mid laner. And by getting to rank 8 or above, I'm going to have harder hitting abilities, as well as once I put on my damage cards, which I don't typically find myself doing until, 9 to 10 minutes into the match. And as you can see here in this mid lane gadget video, I've got 4 kills without a damage card on so far. Once I go back and actually get a damage card, I'm going to have just a huge damage spike. So I really think Font of Experience is, acceptable in these early levels. Now, the last level I was able to get was I completed level 3 and went into level 4 at 15 minutes and 23 seconds. Now, this is just a little clip of me actually doing that, just to kind of show off that, hey, it happened. My bots ended up winning this match at this early game, or at just over 20 minutes. I did get to a little more than 4. I was about 4 3/4 at 20 minutes, but, since I'm trying to make this a little more factual, I would like to just kind of avoid saying, oh, it takes about this long. So, the numbers we have so far is it takes 4 minutes to go from 1 to 2. It takes 5 minutes and 10 seconds to go from 2 to 3. And it takes 6 minutes to go from 3 to 4. Now, like I said, there is kind of that small little buffer because, the levels might not add up to 96, which is the experience that I got before I leveled up. And so we do have that small little buffer, and I think that's why we see that spike for 10 seconds from on that 3rd level, and we don't see it on the 4th level. That could be wrong, but I'm going to probably assume that it's pretty spot on. But right now, the numbers that we are seeing is, like I said, 4 minutes, 5 minutes and 10 seconds, and 6 minutes. And then, respectively, we have 96 experience, 124 experience, and 144 experience. Now, of course, each one of these levels has, like, a little buffer. It might not take a full 96 experience to hit level 2 from level 1, so you've got that kind of little window. It might be, but it's got to be within that 4 points, so it's between 92 and 96, and then the next level has got to be between 120 and 26 maybe, and then, and so on. So we've kind of got these small little windows, so I still can't tell you a solid number. Hey, it takes this long. But just the pattern we've seen, it's going to take an additional minute to go from one level to the other. We saw that for the first 3 levels. And then every once in a while, throw a 10-point one in, or 10 extra seconds. So if you're taking a minute longer, let's say it would probably take from level 4 to level 5, it would probably take 7 minutes. And I was kind of right on track with that. Of course, that's just a pure fictional kind of thing. I can't solidly say that happened, but I was really on that right track. So, to me, Font of Experience is just absolutely an amazing card. I use it on every single caster I run mid lane, and I've had nothing but great experiences with it. Now, I'm going to try to blow up these 2 control and the experiment groups that I have. And you can see the one with Goldmaster is just, or Coinmaster, is a little bit ahead. So, if you do the math, you're getting about 1,000 gold every 10.5 minutes or so, and you can see here it's right on par with that. I'm at about 10.5 or 15 minutes in, and I'm just a little bit more than 1,500 gold ahead, which is about where I should be. And of course there is going to be some difference there because of jungle camps and things like that, but this is just kind of a rough idea. You could never actually fully isolate this card unless you got in a full 5-man team and just stayed in base, and that game wouldn't last long enough to really test out this card this way. So this is really the best that I could come up with, and you can see the numbers are pretty on par with what you would expect. Well guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope I was able to clear things up with Font of Experience. I still think it is a great card, although it is not, you're not getting free levels. You are sacrificing some sustain and things like that, but if you're able to pick up an auto mana potion and then you're able to go back and get your other cards early, I've been picking this card up for the first card and I've really enjoyed it. And you're not really going to see a level advantage until you get to 5 minutes in, as long as the other hero's not using it. And at 5 minutes in, you will be a full level ahead of them. So it's really not, the best card out there. There are better options, but I really do feel if you pick this card up early, you're going to get a level advantage, and then you'll really be able to bully the mid laner. But that's just kind of my opinion. I'll leave y'all to kind of interpret these numbers the way y'all see them, but I definitely wanted to get more solid numbers out there. And if you are the YouTuber that made that video, just please know I'm not trying to pick a fight or anything like that. I just really wanted to get everybody to see, hey, this card is not as bad as you led them on to believe. Well, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this kind of clarification video, show me some love. Leave me a comment. Think about subscribing. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.